from REMAX Crown Realty, and I am doing my series on Ask an Expert. And today I have the great pleasure of having Joel for Sandpiper Pest Control. Hi, Joel.
Hello, everybody.
Great. Welcome to my show. Thank you so much for being on it today.
Thanks for asking.
You are an expert of the pest families. So, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and your company?
Yeah, we've been in the pest control business in Florida for 34 years. We've had Sandpiper here. April 1st will be 24 years.
Wow.
My wife and I own it, and we are certified in all 4 categories that you can get in the state of Florida, which is to treat general house pests, lawns and ornamental, termites, and the 4th is fumigation, where you tent homes for termites and different things, bed bugs and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we got our name Sandpiper. We get, once a year, we get people ask us, Sandpiper Pest Control, why do you want to kill those birds? And we try to explain to them we don't, but when my wife and I, Lori, lived down in Lantana, we were at Lantana Beach one day, and our son was Zach, he was about 2, and he was running along the surf. And I said to my wife, I said, look at Zach's legs and the Sandpiper's, and his legs are going just like, so it became his nickname.
Oh.
3 years later, we were coming here, we're going to start the business. My wife's a native Floridian, so we're trying to come up with names, something with the Florida coast theme, and we were trying Pelican Pest Control, and Zach was sitting there coloring. He said, how about Sandpiper?
Oh,
and
great.
That's how we got our name.
Great. Well, that's a wonderful, thank you for sharing that story. I don't know if Zach's going to like it, but
he
likes
the
it.
attention.
Very good, very good. So you did go over a little bit of the pests that you cover, but can you like go through like the different pests that you would take care of, you know, like rats, and you mentioned termites, and like the different pests that you would take care of?
Sure. And I'll kind of go over them by season.
Okay, perfect.
Ants are number 1. If you ask any pest control guy, I think they're going to say, what's the number 1 that you get calls for? Ants. And they're pretty much 12 months a year.
Okay.
Everything else kind of has a season. Termite season for subterraneans is February, March, April.
Okay.
That's when they swarm, and that's when people know they have a problem all of a sudden.
Okay.
Drywood termites are June, July, August.
Okay.
Fleas start in December and run through about May 1st.
Okay.
Spiders are summertime.
Now, is that fleas like the pet fleas or sand fleas? Or are they the same?
Sand fleas, no, they're not the same.
Okay.
Sand fleas are what you use for surf fishing.
Okay.
The fleas that we treat for and pets get are cat fleas, dog fleas, and the number 1 flea in Florida is the cat flea.
Oh.
Sand fleas, you dig them up at the beach.
Okay.
But the cat fleas are the little black things.
Yep.
And like the name indicates, a cat flea prefers cat's blood. But if there's no cats, it'll go for a dog.
Okay.
But there are dog fleas, human fleas, and such.
Oh. Okay. Wow.
But their season is December through May.
Okay.
And
how do you take care of no-see-ums and mosquitoes?
let me answer the mosquitoes question, because
Okay.
the no-see-ums, we try and we have limited success on no-see-ums, but mosquitoes, we do have good success. A couple of ways we do it is we can do liquid treatments on a person's property. Mosquitoes generally are going to rest in the daytime, and so spraying during the daylight hours is a good time because we can get the bottoms of the leaves where they will be, or on the soil under bushes and things like that. And that regular program, we usually do that monthly. Okay. It greatly cuts down the mosquitoes. We also have a program called Into Care, and we put like a 1/4 acre lot, we would have several of these buckets out, and we service them monthly. And the mosquitoes, it creates a habitat that they like. And so they go inside in the dark in the water, and unknown to them, it's going to be their end because of what's in there. So
right.
That's how we have pretty good success with mosquitoes. We'll never guarantee 100% gone, but
right. Pretty good.
Greatly improved.
And no-see-ums, there's not anything for...
It's kind of the same. We do some sprays, and it does help knock them down. Treating the screens of enclosures seems to help. Citronella candles seem to help, but they're a little harder than mosquitoes to
You're
get.
a tough bug.
Yeah.
All right. And you mentioned you are insured, you're licensed and bonded insured.
All the above, yes.
All right. Okay, perfect. How much training does one of your exterminators receive?
It never ends.
Okay.
So there is a fantastic school in Apopka, Florida. It's called Pest Management University.
Oh,
And
really?
it's actually an extension of the University of Florida, which University of Florida has the #1 entomology department in the United States. So we send our guys to Pest Management University.
Really?
Cassidy is our termite administrator. She's going in 2 weeks to finish her master's termite course. Andrew is going for a rodent academy,
Okay.
general pest lawns, and that's just one thing we do. We do training here every month.
Right.
We bring in folks from the industry, from some of the reps, from some of the manufacturers, and they'll come in and talk about, we just had Matt from Bayer Environmental Sciences come in, and we had a whole 2 hours on spiders.
Okay.
So, and then there's other classes that are around, so we are high on education, and it's ongoing. All of our technicians will go to multiple classes every year.
Okay. Wow, that's fantastic. Unbelievable. And I didn't even know there was a university for pest
Yeah.
control, so that's wonderful.
And I'm an alumni myself.
Wonderful. Great. How do you decide what treatments are needed for a customer when they ask you?
Well, identification is key for us. We don't ever just come in and start spraying and shooting from the hip. We have to identify the bug, ants, termites, whatever. And then if it's an ant, we have to identify, is it a ghost ant, a white-footed ant, Caribbean crazy ant, because treatments are different.
Right.
So
Okay.
identification is very important.
Okay.
So sometimes baiting is the answer, sometimes a general spray is the answer, sometimes it's a combination.
Okay. All right. What is the common pest of this area? Like, what will people see if they were going to have something wrong, a pest in their home? What will they see?
Ants.
Ants.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You mentioned that.
And in Florida, there's over 300 kinds of ants, but only about 12 of them are actual house pests.
Okay. All right. How long does it take to eliminate different kinds of pests? It probably depends on the pest.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm learning.
German cockroaches, we tell people it could take 3 or 4 visits if it's a heavy infestation.
Okay.
Fleas, we set up automatically 2 treatments because you have adults and eggs hatch out, and so the second treatment's for that. Termite treatments are basically a one and done for
Okay.
the most part.
Okay.
Rodents require us to go back, rats,
Right.
multiple times on that, but other than that, usually 1 treatment is good enough.
Okay. Do you treat for raccoons and those kind of pests too?
We do some trapping.
Okay.
As we have time, sometimes we'll refer it out
Okay.
to a couple of wildlife critter companies.
Okay.
But we get raccoons, and we don't kill them or anything. We take them out west and relocate them.
Right. Hopefully they're not
Raccoons,
bad.
possums, and armadillos.
Okay. All right. And can some pests come back once you eliminate them?
Probably take the sum out of that question.
Okay.
And
Like all?
yes, they can.
Okay.
Because the treatments don't last forever.
Right.
You know, a general house pest treatment will last. We do a quarterly treatment,
Okay.
and by the end of the 3rd month, you know, it's not as effective as month 1, of course.
Right.
Conditions in the home will have something if they come back. We're a team with a homeowner and a customer that they have their part in keeping the place clean and tidy and things like that. Because if
Right.
you're not,
Yeah. Well.
then you get reoccurring pests, and
Yeah.
you know we don't have a magic bullet.
Right.
We need to eliminate conditions for that.
Okay.
But termites can come back. Anything can
Right,
come back.
Yeah. Do you have any secrets to keep termites away? Like, is there like, can you keep them away?
Well, let me ask the part, any secrets to keep them away? There's some tips. How about
Okay, how about
that?
tea? Okay, how about tips?
Moisture attracts termites.
Okay,
So the idea is you don't want any water or leaks or anything around the foundation of your house. For example, downspouts, when they come down, should extend 18 inches away from the house to dump the water out there. Your air conditioning drip line, sometimes will drip along the house, extend that out.
okay,
Sprinklers, they get bumped and tweaked, and sometimes they're spraying on the house and water's running down. Fix that so the water's going away from the house. Firewood, keep it away from your house.
right,
I get asked a lot about mulch.
yes,
Is that going to bring termites in? And not really.
okay,
Moisture attracts termites, and what's under the mulch is moisture.
okay,
So they'll be there mostly because of the moisture, not because they're eating the mulch. You could put rock or gravel down instead of mulch, and you're going to have moisture under the rock and the gravel, and so termites. So
okay.
keep moisture away from your house, keep firewood away from your house, and those help greatly.
And keeping them away. Wow, wonderful. I love this segment. I'm learning so much. This is fabulous. What are some of the precautions I can do before you come to stop them from gaining access to your home? Is there any precautions that we can do?
Yes. In fact, there's a term for it. It's called integrated pest management.
Okay.
And the city of Sebastian does that on their city property. And what that means is you look and observe what will attract an insect or how will they get access. So
Okay.
what people can do is trim your bushes, trim your palms, your trees to no branches are touching the house because it makes a bridge over. Make sure that water is away from the house. Caulking around windows and things like that, or if a hose bib is there, seal it up. They're all preventative
Okay.
things.
Wow.
And your garbage cans and recycle bins, if they can be away from the house. I know it's inconvenient to walk out instead of just there, but
Right. That's a plus, yeah. Should we get a termite bond?
here's how I answer that. I'm not a high pressure person. If somebody is a preventative maintenance person in all areas of their life, I don't want to get a problem, then yes.
Okay.
You get a bond with a termite treatment,
Okay.
which we're a Centricon dealer, and we promote that.
Okay.
If you're the kind of person that says, well, I don't really think I have an issue now, I'll check on it later and let it go, at the very least get a termite inspection every 2 to 2.5 years
Okay.
if you're not going to get a bond or a treatment.
Okay.
That way you're keeping up on the termites. They can come and go anytime or return.
Right.
That's your question. And one thing to keep in mind is that homeowner's insurance does not cover termite damage.
Oh, okay.
So if you get a treatment with us, our bond or contract is insurance.
Right.
And it'll take care of two things. That if the termites slip through our treatment somehow and get to the house, we have to retreat that area, no extra charge. And then if they do damage to the house while our contracts are in effect, we have to pay to fix the damage up to, I think it's $500,000.
Oh, wow.
Contract.
Okay.
Yeah. So you gather all that information, and should I get a bond? Well,
Right. Well.
everybody's different, but
Now, should we have the house checked during the months, you mentioned the 3 months that termites come? Should the house be checked during those 3 months, or is it any time?
anytime.
Okay,
And the idea is if I did inspected your house today
okay.
and no termites, it's possible they could move in tomorrow.
Okay,
So in that 2-year period, or 2.5-year period, they don't do that much damage.
okay,
And so if you're regular with the inspections, and then in 2 years down the road, you find, we got a problem, well, there's minimal damage.
right.
But doing it during termite season, Not necessary, because if you have a problem during swarming season, you'll know. There'll be hundreds of them fluttering in your house, or thousands.
Wow.
And
Okay, so you'll know it. And so you mentioned the Centricon system. So
Centricon,
can
yeah.
you explain a little bit about that system?
Yep. Traditionally, it was the liquid treatment, so you would treat the soil around the house, which is an effective way to protect your home from termites.
Mm-hmm.
The Centricon is better in a couple of ways. One, it does colony elimination, which the reality is everybody shares their property with termites, including the bug man.
Mm-hmm.
They're on my property too. So the game we play is you stay away from my house.
Mm-hmm.
But with Centricon, colony elimination, that's really what we want.
Right.
We want to eliminate the colony. Liquids will not do that. It'll protect your house, but the colony and termites will still be out there in the yard somewhere.
Okay.
And so Centricon uses the termites' habits and reverses it against them, where they're constantly searching, foraging for a new source of cellulose. And in that activity, they hit one of the Centricon stations, and there are tests, you can go to the Centricon website, that shows that termites prefer the composite material in the Centricon stations over a 2x4.
Oh.
So once they hit Centricon, it's over for them.
It's up. Yep. All right. Do you offer written quotes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we prefer written quotes. That way, a week goes by or a month goes by and it's right here in writing.
Right.
Customers appreciate it, we appreciate it, and it's written
Right.
quotes.
And how long does it take to get an appointment with you?
Rodney is our salesperson. He's been with me 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
Most times when people call, if they call in the morning, they'll likely see Rodney the same day.
Okay.
If not the same day, the next day.
Okay. And if they want to get a termite inspection, that's pretty easy to do too. We call, for being a realtor, I call all the time and have you go and do an inspection, and we usually have it pretty soon
Yeah.
as well.
And actually, you can go to our website, and there's a little tag that says request a WDO inspection, wood destroying organisms, termites, and you can fill all the information out right there online, click it, and then we'll confirm it and call you for an appointment.
Yep. All right. Perfect. Are your pest control treatments safe for people and animals?
Yes. Yes.
Figured they would be.
And we have 2 dogs and a cat, and we've
Mhm.
had dogs all our life. Actually, many of our products,
Mm-hmm.
the active ingredient in them are the same thing that are in flea treatments that you put on the dogs, like the Advantage in the front line.
Right.
When you put the drops on the neck.
Right.
Advantage is fipronil.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's in some of the products we use that will kill ants and roaches.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not fipronil is the front line.
Right.
And imidacloprid is the other one that's in the Advantage for the
Right.
flea. So it is safe. Pet chemistry and human chemistry, our body chemistry, is different than an insect's chemistry, besides the size difference. Insects are like that. So
Right.
we treat my mother's house,
Mm-hmm.
we treat our house, always have, and we go by the label. We don't misuse the product.
Correct.
Use it as is intended, and everyone is safe. And most of our treatments are done on the exterior of the house. We rarely anymore do any treatments inside the house. It's only
Okay.
baits, or if there's something, everything's outside, and then better peace of mind for everybody.
Right. Yep. Okay. Great. Great. Do you have guarantees on your service?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. If someone has a regular service for general pests,
Mm-hmm.
the quarterly service, our guarantee is that if you are between our scheduled visits, if you are having an issue, ghost ants or something, we'll come back, retreat, no extra charge. Some of them, we may have a charge on German roaches or something if there's come back, but in general, the answer is yes.
Okay.
And of course, termites, we're mandated by the state to offer a guarantee on termite treatments.
Okay, great. Does the homeowner have to leave the house when you treat it?
No.
You're gonna do it outside?
The only time that would come into effect is if we did a flea treatment.
Okay,
And then, because everything inside is treated and you have to be out for 2 hours.
okay,
Fumigation for drywood termite, tenting, yes, they have to be out 2 or 3 days.
okay.
But for ants and roaches, critters like that, bed bugs, rats, can stay there.
Okay. How do you accept payments?
Over half of our customers are on auto pay,
Okay,
credit card.
okay,
And so we take credit cards, checks, cash. Once in a while, we even barter.
okay, wonderful, that works. And so do you have anything that you would like to add that I didn't ask?
We have 10 technicians. We cover from Sebastian, we go 30 miles north, takes us up to Vero, including Vero, and then we go south into Fort Pierce. We have a 4.9 Google review, 4.9 stars. People, I hire technicians. They don't have to know anything about pest control to start here, or bugs, or the difference between an ant and a roach, but they have to be nice. If they're not nice, they can't work here. And so we constantly get compliments from our customers on all of our technicians. It's very satisfying to know we have a great crew. They work hard, and they're educated, they know what they're doing. And so I can confidently send them out to represent us.
Right. Yep, and they can go to school and they get to learn everything.
Yeah.
So, yep, wonderful. Well, that concludes our interview for today.
If you want to contact us.
But I was just going to ask you,
Okay.
if you wanted to contact Sandpiper Pest Control and then talk to Joel, please give us your phone number and your contact information, how they best get a hold of you.
Okay. The phone number is 772-589-0204. And the web is sandpiperpestcontrol.com. And we say for your pests with more than 2 legs, call Sandpiper.
That's right. Yep, I call Sandpiper and you do our house, so he is definitely a very good company. So this is Francine from REMAX Crown Realty. Thank you so much, Joel, for joining us today for Ask an Expert. And bye, everybody. Thank you.